House, please come to order. Welcome to the 45th Annual Session of the Hague International Model United Nations Opening Ceremony. I would like to ask the House to rise for 1 minute of silence to remember those that died through human causes or natural disasters. Please rise. Thank you. I would now like to especially welcome the keynote speaker, Mr. Philippe Benoit, Head of the Energy Efficiency and Environment Division of the International Energy Agency. It is now my pleasure to introduce the co-chair of the THIMUN Foundation, Ms. Fran Laughlin.
Mr. President, esteemed guests, honourable delegates, valued UN directors, welcome again on behalf of the THIMUN Foundation to the 45th Hague International Model United Nations. At this point, I would particularly like to thank Saudi Aramco for their generous donation and to Mr. Nabil Aldawal, the Managing Director of Aramco Overseas, for his continuing support of our conference. Before Christmas, away from home, I was watching the news on CNN. They were covering the story of a boy, young man, 17 years old, the same age as many of you, as he demonstrated extraordinary courage in a country where to be on the streets at the wrong time, the wrong place, could mean death. He was trying to rescue a woman who, going about her business, had been shot by a sniper. The cameras followed him as he tried to reach her. She lay in the middle, a woman who lay in the middle of the street, and the cameras followed the boy as he tried to reach her and bring her to safety. The country and the outcome of this attempt don't really matter here, except to say that he did survive, though she didn't. The reporter described it as an act of great courage, and it's a definition of courage that is very commonly recognised. Courage in war, courage under fire, courage that might be awarded a medal. But there are other kinds of courage. In English, there's a phrase that is commonly used, which is having the courage of your convictions. It means that you stand up for what you believe in, against all the threats, all the difficulties that that might bring. The recent past, as well as history, is full of such people. Last year, Malala Yousafzai was attacked and shot for standing up for the right for education for girls. Her courage lay both in the stand that she took and in her absolute determination to recover, which she is now doing. I'm hoping that you never have to face situations like this, situations that these two very courageous people had to face. But there is another courage that will be a part of your actions this week. It's a lot less dramatic, more subtle, and perhaps a more difficult form of courage. You, representing your country or your organisation, will have very strong views on what is right and, of course, what is wrong. But because of that, it does take courage to accept that there might be another legitimate viewpoint, that another country might have something to say or something to add. It takes courage, in the words of Atticus Finch in a book that many of you will have read, I think, to walk round in someone else's shoes and to see things from their point of view. It doesn't win medals. But this is the only way that this week you will be able to come to consensus, which is the whole point of this week's debate. And I believe is the only way that many of the world's problems will be solved. So be courageous in every sense of the word. World's problems brings me to my final point, which is charity this week. It's called Practical Action. The organisation was founded 40 years ago to help communities use small-scale technology such as micro-hydropower and small-scale wind power to help them provide energy for their communities. It operates on 3 continents. I urge you to check out their website and see just what practical action means, and to give as generously as you can in their valuable work. Thank you. Enjoy the conference this week.